Yo, what's up everybody? Today I'm going to kind of do a comparison of the new LeDrib version Hypetrain motor with the higher KV to the standard Hypetrain that came out a few months ago. This is a 2450. I have been running the standard Hypetrains now for quite a while on my Chameleon, and I really like them. So when I was buying parts for my Rooster, I decided to give the newer higher KV ones a try. I typically stay with low KV motors, 2400, 2450. So I was just like, hey, let's try out higher KV. So when the drips came out, I bought them, and I do have them installed here on the Rooster. So we'll take a look at what these look like. The motors are pretty similar in a lot of ways. There's a couple of key differences. Obviously, number one is the KV. Number two is the fact that the LeDrib Hypetrain is actually multi-strand wound. So the windings in the 2650 LeDrib version are multi-strand, and in the original Hypetrain, they're single strand. I think there's pros and cons to both of these. So supposedly you have a little more surface area with the multi-strand wiring, and there's some videos out there that kind of explain the real technical differences, but I guess there's pros and cons to both of these setups. I have used multi-strand wound motors before. I have some T motors, and they work really, really well. This motor actually performs really, really good. As much as I like the Hypetrain, I was kind of worried that going up to a different motor was a mistake because I like the 2450 KV version so much. But I am very, very pleased with these so far, and I think if I had to do another freestyle build right now, I'd probably stay with these. And in fact, I'm thinking about even getting a set for the Chameleon. When I first put the Rooster together, I had stuck some HQ 5x4.3 props. I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of test out what flying with a lighter prop would be like on a higher KV motor. I typically run the Dow Prop 5046 Cyclone semi-freestyle quad. I tried those out. I flew the first 20 or 30 packs with them, and this motor with the HQ 5x4.3 was really, really good. Really, really explosive on snap punch outs. Motor spun the prop up really, really fast, and it was awesome, but I couldn't get used to it. So I went ahead and put kind of my standard 5046 prop on. And now that I've done that, because I run 5046 on my Chameleon, I think it's I give you a pretty fair comparison between how the two motors feel since I'm now running them both on the same prop. As far as efficiency goes, I was surprised to see that the higher KV LeDrib version kind of has the same efficiency as the original Hypetrains, more or less, with my flight times and the way I fly anyway, on the same prop. That was good, because that was kind of one of my big fears. The original Hypetrain on my Chameleon, this motor on my Chameleon with the 5046 props, I don't get awesome flight times. Depending on how I fly, it's anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes, and kind of most of the time it's maybe 3:30 if I'm lucky. Which is, a little bit kind of on the low side for a freestyle quad, but I like the motors really. I really, really like the motors otherwise. So with these, you get more power, obviously, because you have higher KV, but I'm getting about the same flight times. Basically, I feel like these motors just make more power at no real cost. There's no downside to these over the original Hypetrains, unless you just really want the lower KV motor. Maybe you're going to spin a heavier prop. I mean, I don't know if those are really good for 6-inch props. I don't use 6-inch. I don't have a 6-inch build, but yeah, for 5-inch props, these are definitely fine. And I would say if you're on the fence about which one to buy, maybe you need some freestyle motors, I would definitely go with these. If you want to kind of get a comparison, I have, if you watch any of the last few freestyle videos from my channel, they're all on this Chameleon here with the 2450 Hypetrains, 5046 props. These two quads are very, very similar. They weigh almost identically. Same prop, same flight controller, pretty much the same gear. I'll have some footage in a minute of the Rooster flying with the LeDrib Hypetrains and the 5046 props. And if you want a comparison, you can go back and watch any of the Chameleon videos I have from the last few weeks, so you can see. These run maybe possibly even smoother. They sound better. Hypetrains always sounded weird to me, I don't know, but these sound more like you would expect. Very, very smooth, more power than the original Hypetrains. Real efficiency is pretty much, for me anyways, very, very similar. So yeah, I would definitely recommend these, and I'll right now, if I had to do another freestyle build, I would probably, these would be the motors I would choose, but we'll see what happens in a few weeks or a month when new motors come out, and that changes pretty quickly. So Stay tuned for the HD footage. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have a good one. Peace.